Now, I want you to take a second. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to be in the moment. Now, think that you are sitting on your couch. You're watching TV, and you're thinking to yourself, man, I'm pretty damn hungry. But you don't want to cook a whole meal. You don't want to eat big. This video is sponsored by HelloFresh. No, I'm kidding. It's not sponsored by HelloFresh. Back to the vision. So you get up from your couch. You do the little pitter patter. You do the walk. You're in your kitchen. What do you see? A muffin. What do you do with that muffin? You pick the muffin up. You eat the muffin. The muffin tastes like a muffin. And you're just like, that was a pretty damn good muffin. So you go back to your couch. And you realize. And you remember. that Muffins is a fanfic series that exists. And you have to watch it. So yeah, that's the objective for tonight. We're going to watch Muffins. I'm gonna watch 2 Muffins. Frankly, I don't know which Muffin's better, Muffin 1 or Muffin 2, but we're gonna eat both of them. Now, frankly, it says I've already seen this video, so I don't know if I have actually seen this video, but YouTube says I've seen this video. But I do remember the chipmunk with the nut. I do remember the karate chipmunk with the nut from the Bubbles fanfic that I listened to some time ago, like some months ago, back before this YouTube channel existed. So yeah, chipmunk kicks the nut. Karate Squirrel Productions presents.
Pinkie Pie was in her cellar beneath the bakery, waiting for her victim to wake up.
Oh,
it had been about
I do
2 weeks
remember
since she had
this.
killed Rainbow Dash, and so far no other close friends had their number drawn.
Oh my god,
Currently
I
strapped
do
to the
remember
table was
this.
Candymane, but she was still passed out from the drugged cupcake Pinkie had given her. Suddenly, there was the sound of the cellar door opening and a rapid sound of heavy footsteps.
Oh my god.
Pinkie Pie turned around
I
quickly.
remember this.
She wasn't sure if she could do 2 ponies at once.
I have actually
The pony
seen this.
tripped on the last stair and landed on the floor with an oof. She looked up, her crossed yellow eyes looking over at Pinkie Pie. "Hi, Pinkie," said Derpy happily.
How's your Halloween
Pinkie
going?
Pie was a little nervous, but she knew she could handle it.
How is
"Hey,
October
Derpy,"
for you
she
guys?
said with a smile. "Do you need something?" "You weren't up there, so I came looking for you," said the gray Pegasus. "I wanted to ask if you could make some muffins." Pinkie looked at Candymane to see her stirring. "Well, I was planning on making cupcakes today, but..."
Cupcakes?
She paused,
Cupcakes?
thinking. She knew Derpy
But
wasn't
it's made of
stupid per
muffins.
se, but she wasn't exactly like the other ponies. She seemed to be a bit mentally challenged, but she was sweet nonetheless. Pinkie didn't want to take advantage of Derpy's childlike mind, but she was having an idea that might actually
the cats
be good.
have come in.
"Derpy," said Pinkie Pie with her usual bright smile, "wanna
cats
help me
have
make
come
your
in.
muffins?" "Oh, yes, yes," said Derpy, bouncing up and down. "Okay, but you..."
I regret to inform you cats that you're kind of changing the vibe of this whole grimdark story. You're making it a lot more cute than it should be. Muffins, yeah, very cute and adorable story. Frankly, not scary at all. I was loving it, man.
"But you gotta promise me something," said Pinkie. "Anything," Derpy replied. "Don't tell any pony about my secret ingredient." "What's your secret ingredient?" Then, as if on cue, Candymane became fully conscious. Where am I?" she said drearily. Pinkie Pie led Derpy to the table. "Well, you see, every pony in Ponyville has a number, and when that number is drawn, I go get the pony," she explained. Candymane struggled against her findings, but was listening to the conversation instead of inquiring about her capture. "So every pony has your secret ingredient?" asked Derpy. "Yes," said Pinkie, "but we need to get it out of them first. But baking is fun, so we play a little bit before harvesting." "Hey, what's going on?" Candymane said loudly, and the 2 other ponies looked at her. "Why am I tied up? What do you mean harvesting?"
And they jumped off immediately.
Pinkie giggled, unable to contain her excitement. Candy, today is a special day for you, squeaked Pinkie Pie, and Derpy began to giggle with anticipation, excited about this new event. You're gonna help me and Derpy make muffins. We were gonna make cupcakes, but Derpy likes muffins better. Don't you, Derpy?
Muffins.
I do, said Derpy, hopping again.
Muffins?
How can I help if I'm tied up? Asked Candy Mane with an angry expression.
You know what? Regular muffins or blueberry muffins? Blueberry muffins are better.
Oh, that's the most important part, said
What
Pinkie
even
Pie
is a
happily.
regular muffin?
We need you to stay still.
Blueberry
Candy
muffin
Mane
is like
started
the
looking
regular
around
muffin.
the room. Pinkie's party decorations were pony innards and hide, and there were brightly painted pony skulls on shelves and in the center of a table. Life is a party was written on a banner in what looked like dried blood.
I remember
Then,
that.
She noticed the taxidermied Rainbow Dash. What the hell is going on? Candy screamed, which made Derpy flinch. Pinkie, I don't think she wants to be here, she said a little shakily. But Derpy, her number was pulled, she replied. We have to. It'll be fun, trust me.
Oh my god, cats, why are you always playing with the electrical cord? See, why does this happen when I start recording a reaction video? I did a tier list video and a gameplay video, and you're telling me that you're gonna come in when I start doing a reaction video? Like, what? Skitty bum data, like, actually.
I've been doing this for a long time, and after this, we can make your muffins. The smile returned to Derpy's face. Oh yeah, okay, I'm ready, said Derpy as Candy Mane began to panic and struggle wildly. What do we do? Well, I like to save the cutie marks, so... Pinkie pulled a scalpel off of her metal stand that held her tools. Watch carefully, Derpy. Derpy came closer, watching as Pinkie carved a circle around Candy's cutie mark. She screamed and cried, trying to break her bindings, but it was no use. Then Pinkie Pie dug the scalpel under the skin to slice it away from the muscle. See? She said, holding up the patch of skin in front of Derpy. Can I do the next one? Asked Derpy. Of course! Said Pinkie, delighted. But be careful not to cut yourself, Derpy, and try not to cut the cutie mark. We want it to still be nice and pretty. Derpy took the scalpel and held it up to Candy Mane's other flank. No, Derpy, please, no! She begged, sobbing. Derpy shakily pierced Candy's hide and carved a very messy circle around the mark. It did the job, though. Pinkie clapped her hooves together, cheering.
It was in the shape
You
of
got
a
your
bubble.
first cutie mark, she cried. You can keep it if you want. Really? No
Keep
fooling?
it? Oh, God.
Asked Derpy, smiling broadly.
You
She
can
tucked the
keep
cutie
the
mark under her
trites.
wing
You
for
can keep
safekeeping.
the flesh.
Now what do we do? Now we have some fun, said Pinkie. We can do anything we want to her. What do you think we should do, Derpy?
Let
Derpy thought
her
for a moment and then gave a great
frolic in
hop.
the fields.
Can we take her legs away? She asked happily. Candy wailed again, trying to call for help as tears ran down her face. Yes, that's a great idea! Pinkie Pie grabbed her hacksaw, which was still stained with Rainbow Dash's blood. Hey, Derpy, maybe you can answer this.
Wait, here, okay, I have a question here. So, I know the whole shtick here is that it's called Muffins because now Derpy's in on it, but it's still it's still like Pinkie's still like in charge. She's still the pony in charge. Are cats? Are you? Anyway, back to what I was saying. So like, if Pinkie Pie is still in charge, why is it not like some sort of cupcake sequel, like, or some sort of cupcake sequel series? Like, why is this called Muffins and not something else? Well, I get why it's called Muffins, but like, if you're going to call it Muffins, you should probably make Derpy the main character, not Pinkie Pie again. I don't know, that's just me.
Why do they call it a hacksaw if it doesn't hack?
Because it saws.
Said Derpy, nervously shuffling her front hooves. Maybe you can also hack with it. Pinkie laughed. I never thought of that. Want to give it a try? Derpy took the hacksaw and trotted closer to Candy Mane. Listen, Derpy, she pleaded. Killing ponies isn't good. It's bad.
I'll give
Please
you
don't hurt
$5
me
if you let me
anymore.
go.
But we
Get
need
to
the
the
special
chase. Give me
ingredient or
5
else
bits.
Pinkie Pie's muffins won't be tasty, Derpy chirped. She leveled the hacksaw right above Candy's left knee, then pulled back her arm and swung the saw.
Why have they
It
not
broke the
tried
skin just a bit,
bribery
and
yet?
Candy Mane screamed again. Keep trying, Derpy, Pinkie Pie encouraged. Derpy began to hack at Candy's leg violently with all of her strength. Over the Earth Pony's screeches, Derpy was laughing giddily. This is fun, she cried. However, when she got to the bone, she couldn't hack anymore. Pinkie Pie, it won't go through. We might have to actually use the saw part now, Pinkie replied.
He gets out actual chainsaw.
Please stop! Candymane bellowed. Derpy began sawing through the bone, and Candymane's eyes widened, the excruciating pain overwhelming her. Oh no, said Pinkie. I think she's about to faint. Derpy sawed her way through the bone, and the severed leg lay limp, still strapped to the table.
I need
Candy
to
was
rewatch
hyperventilating
Cupcakes sometime.
now. Here, let me do the other one.
Ooh.
Derpy handed the hacksaw
I should
to Pinkie,
rewatch
and she made quick
Cupcakes.
work of Candy's other leg. She was feeling dizzy, her vision swimming. Pinkie, I think she's sleepy, said Derpy. Pinkie Pie pulled the detached legs from the straps and threw them aside. I can fix that! Pinkie Pie jabbed a needle into Candymane and injected a shot of adrenaline into her. She gasped, breathing hard and continuing to sob. Pinkie, please, she said weakly. Derpy, want to see what an eyeball feels like? Said Pinkie, and Derpy nodded excitedly. Pinkie
What
Pie
would
took
an
her
eyeball
scalpel
feel
again,
like?
along
Oh
with
no,
spoon,
I'm
and
turning
got
into a
closer to
psycho.
Candymane's
Oh gosh.
face. No, please, no! With another blood-curdling scream, she felt the scalpel cut the membrane holding her eye in her socket. Pinkie then took the spoon and carefully scooped out the slimy ball, slicing the optic nerve.
I want a
She
spoon.
brought the bloody eyeball to Derpy, who nudged it onto her nose, smiling. Ooh, it's all gooey,
Kinda want some ice
she
cream
giggled.
now, too.
Can I play with the other one? No, we want Candy to see everything until she has to go, Pinkie replied. Okay.
Go.
She dropped the eyeball to the floor, rolling it with her hoof before stomping on it with a cry of joy. Pinkie Pie took one of her knives and set it in a pot of burning coal that was heating up some nails. We're going to heat this knife up, she explained to Derpy, and then it will be hot enough to make marks on her hide. Do you like drawing, Derpy? Yeah! Derpy ran in a small circle, then
I can
trotted
only
up
draw
next to
with
Pinkie.
I can only draw with the
Candymane
reference.
wasn't screaming or struggling
I can't
anymore,
free draw.
just simply sobbing, her empty eye socket spilling blood-infused tears. After a few moments, Pinkie Pie handed Derpy the hot knife. Careful, it's hot, she warned. I know exactly what to draw, Derpy cried, and touched the tip of the tool to Candy's chest. She tried screaming, but her voice was hoarse, and cracked when she tried to make a sound. Derpy took her time drawing her masterpiece, and even had to reheat the knife a couple times. When she was done, it was a very messy stick pony with curly hair. Oh,
Curly
is that
hair?
me? Asked Pinkie Pie. Yeah, said Derpy, 'cause you're my bestest friend. Pinkie's lip trembled
Are
and
we
she
sure
hugged
about
Derpy
that?
tightly. She really was such a sweet pony. Okay, Derpy, I know we haven't played for very long, but I bet you want your muffins, huh? Yeah! She handed Derpy the scalpel once more, and then traced a line on Candymane's hat.
Cats have left the room. Code red. Code. Now I don't have to worry about them doing weird stuff in my room. Let's go.
Man's abdomen with her hoof, showing where to cut. You're going to cut her open, but first I'm gonna numb her, Pinkie Pie explained, and she gave Candy another shot of something. After a few minutes, Pinkie gave the okay to Derpy, who began carefully cutting open Candymane's belly. Her hooves were shaky, but she bit her tongue with concentration as she tried to keep the scalpel steady. Candymane watched in horror. She couldn't feel it, but it made her sick to see her own body being cut open. Now what? Asked Derpy.
Fair enough.
Now, start pulling out whatever squishy thing you see and toss it into this bucket, Pinkie
What
replied.
if it's not squishy?
I usually try to make jokes
Kidney
to
stone?
entertain our guests,
Actual
but you
heart
can
as
do
a
whatever
stone?
you want. Derpy smiled and chose an organ. It was Candy's liver. Derpy tugged hard, finally managing to rip
Liver
it away,
stone?
then held it up for Candymane to see. Look, Candy,
Charlie
it's
the
a lively
unicorn?
liver, she said, and Pinkie giggled. Then Derpy pulled out the kidney. Kind kidney loves to go with lively liver to her house and play. She tossed the two organs into the bucket. But sad stomach is very sad because he never gets invited. But it's okay, because bad
Damn,
bladder will
I feel
go
like
with
a
them to
sad
crash the party.
stomach.
Playful pancreas hears their plan and tries to stop them with the help of silly spleen, and they go to warn the others. The intestine twins go over too to try and bring peace to them. They don't like fighting.
How?
Then laughing lungs comes up.
How? How do you cats open a closed door? What do you mean? That's the second time. I made extra sure it was closed. I think I have demon cats. I think I actually have demon cats. I don't understand. I actually no comprendo. I actually know hablo español.
Comes over to see what all the fuss is about. Sad stomach and bad bladder argue with everyone until they get a call from Helpful Heart. Derpy grabs the still beating heart, but doesn't pull it out yet. She says, "Don't fight. We should all be friends and play nicely together." And then everyone makes up and has a good time. She pulled the heart out, and Candy slowly began to fade. The end. Pinkie Pie clapped enthusiastically. "That was great, Derpy!" she cheered. "Now what?" asked Derpy. "Now we gotta skin her and pull her bones apart. It gets a little annoying, but it feels great when we're finally done." Together they began cutting up the remains of Candy. A little while later, Pinkie Pie took the tray of muffins from the oven and set them on the table in front of Derpy and Apple Bloom. "Wow, Miss Pinkie," said Apple Bloom, taking a warm, fluffy muffin. "These look great." They started eating the muffins, and Derpy giggled. "How are they, Derpy?" Pinkie Pie asked. "They are great, better than any muffin ever," she exclaimed. "Can I help you bake more often?" "Of course," said Pinkie. "Just be sure to keep our special ingredient secret," said Apple Bloom. "Okay," said Derpy, and she helped herself to another muffin.
Wait, did it say Apple Bloom? Wait, is Apple Bloom in here? Apple. Yeah, nice little music. Yeah, nice little music. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. So quick life update. I have an ice cream, as you can tell by the crinkling. Cats are out of the room again. I really extra closed the door this time. So if they get in, they're actually just telepathic creatures and need to be sent to the government. And 3, yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and move on to the next video. This one is called Derpy's First Project. How exciting. I remember my first project. I was in kindergarten. Actually, you know what? I do have a kindergarten story real quick here. So, I was in kindergarten, right? I was just, we were doing some arts and crafts, I guess. I don't remember exactly what we were doing. And my friend Julius had the scissors. I did not have the scissors. So I'm just like, "Hey, Julius, can I borrow your scissors?" And Julius was just like, "Sure thing, my man, And, I reached out in my hand to grab the scissors with such grace and joy. And Julius just went like, "Haha, snip." He just snipped my thumb, and I started bleeding. I'm like, "Ah!" Actually, no. He cut some skin off of my thumb. I was bleeding fast, but my reaction wasn't like, "Ah!" It was more just like, "Huh." And then my teacher just came running, just came sprinting. I'm just like, "Oh." I'm just like, "Oh." And to rush me to the sink. "I heard you, cat." They're trying to get in. Scrubs can't get in. They're not scrubs. I'm kidding. They're not scrubs. They're great.
Derpy was trembling slightly as she attempted to clean off a scalpel in the dirty sink. She was in the basement below Sugar Cube Corner, and was very nervous as she waited for her guests to wake up. Her shaking hooves accidentally caused her to drop the scalpel.
Yeah, this is Muffins,
she said nervously. "Oh." She picked it up again, and then fluttered over to a sort of rickety operating chair. As Derpy set her scalpel on the little metal table, the pony in the chair started to stir. She had a raspberry-colored mane and tail, her hide was pale yellow, and her cutie mark was a single rose. Derpy watched her, biting her lip.
One of the background ponies.
"What?" said Roseluck, her eyes out of focus. Once she opened her eyes completely, she looked around quickly. "Ah! Where am I?" Derpy took a step forward. "Hello," she said with a shy smile, her voice cracking.
"Hi.
My name is Derpy, and you're going to..."
"Hi, Derpy."
She furrowed her brow and took an index card from beneath her wing, reading it. "You're going to help me make muffins." She gasped with a wide smile. "Muffins!"
I like muffins.
Dropping the card, she danced on the spot, and then became a little shy again. "Muffins?" Roseluck said, and she tried to get out of the chair. She realized she was strapped down. "Hey, why am I tied to this chair?" "Well, Pinkie Pie says you need to be tied up or else you'd run away, and then I won't have muffins.
That's true.
I really like muffins." Derpy started looking at all her tools she had to work with. "Pinkie Pie and Apple Bloom like making cupcakes, but I'd rather eat muffins." Why do you need me
Muffins
to
are
make
better than
muffins?
cupcakes.
Asked Roseluck timidly.
Muffins are better.
Pinkie Pie told me to pick a number out of a jar, and your number came up, Derpy explained, her shaking hoof knocking a knife to the floor. Oops! Oh no. Derpy, what do you mean number?
Shall
I still don't understand. You have the special ingredient I need, Derpy replied, picking the knife back up. You're my first
Reaches
pony,
into
though,
pocket.
so I'm a little nervous.
You have the
Please don't be
cheese.
mad at me if I mess up. Roseluck began yelling for someone to help her, but no pony did. Oh, don't yell. It makes me more nervous. Do you even know what you're doing, you retard? Roseluck shouted, and Derpy flinched, tears welling up in her eyes. I'm going to start now, she said softly, and picked up her scalpel. Roseluck struggled, but her efforts were wasted as Derpy carved a messy circle around her cutie mark. Roseluck screamed and started sobbing. Stop! Stop!
Put effort into
Derpy
your
whimpered,
craft.
her hoof jerking and
kidding.
accidentally cutting through the stem of Roseluck's mark. Pinkie Pie! She wailed, starting to cry as well. She sat down and covered her eyes, sniffed.
You don't want Pinkie Pie. You don't want Pinkie Pie. You don't want Pinkie Pie.
And curling her wings around her. Pinkie Pie suddenly came galloping down the stairs, her eyes wide with worry.
No.
Derpy! She exclaimed,
Oh, no.
running to her and kneeling down. Derpy's cross yellow eyes tried to focus on Pinkie as they swam with tears. Derpy, what happened? Gasped Derpy, sobbing. I did it wrong. I messed up. Pinkie Pie turned and saw the split cutie mark. She smiled and faced Derpy again, stroking her mane. It's fine, Derpy, she cooed. It's your first time. No one's perfect. But I wanted to do it on my own this time, Derpy wailed. I'll help you today, and you can take another shot at it next time, said Pinkie Pie.
The fact that, remove the actual horror part of this, and this is such a sweet conversation between Pinkie and Derpy. But, oh man, it's, so sweet, but, it's so sinister. It's so innocent, and yet so diabolical. It's the perfect blend. Freak you.
Soothingly. Is that okay? Derpy wiped her eyes and nodded, giving a weak smile. Pinkie Pie! Roseluck shouted. What are you doing? Why are you teaching her these things? She doesn't know right from wrong. She's too stupid to know what she's doing.
Cool.
Pinkie's expression became mutinous, and she suddenly ripped Roseluck's cutie mark all the way off with her teeth.
Damn!
Roseluck shrieked in pain, looking down.
You just really. I'm trying to say rip, but by rolling the R, and it's not working. I can't roll my R. Damn it! But you really just went rip.
Looking down at her bleeding flank. Don't you dare call my Derpy stupid! She screamed. She is not stupid! You're stupid! Pinkie,
she's
she
my
also
precious little
said
baby.
I was a retard, said Derpy with an angry pout.
No,
Pinkie
she
Pie
didn't.
gasped and punched Roseluck across the face
she
with
do
her right
that?
hoof, giving her a black eye. How dare you! She bellowed in her high-pitched voice. She ran to the bottom of the stairs and called up, Apple Bloom! Apple Bloom! The door opened again and the little filly came trotting down. What's wrong? What happened? She asked in an urgent tone. Pinkie Pie's murderous glare moved to Roseluck. Next to her was the teary-eyed Derpy, looking nervous, unsure if she should stand up. Roseluck called Derpy a retard, said Pinkie Pie in an acid voice. Apple Bloom gritted her teeth as she slowly approached the trapped pony. Well, that wasn't very nice, she said. Apple Bloom! She screeched. You're part of this too? Of course I am, said Apple Bloom happily.
What do you mean, of
I've got to
course?
earn my cutie mark somehow. Roseluck started crying, and Apple Bloom took a look at Derpy's tools. We need to punish you for hurting our sweet Derpy. She chose a small hand axe and held it up, ready to swing. "Wait!" cried Derpy, and the other three looked at her.
I finished
Derpy
my
stood
ice
up and
cream,
slowly walked to
and now I'm a
Apple,
little
taking the
cold.
axe from her. "I'm going to do this on my own, like I said I was." "Derpy!" sobbed Roseluck as Apple Bloom and Pinkie Pie cheered. "Please, you don't know what you're doing!"
Okay.
"I know just what I'm doing!" Derpy screamed. "I may not understand so good, and I may not talk so good, but I do know that I am going to chop you into bits and make you into muffins!" She gave an evil grin and narrowed her crossed eyes. "Didn't I tell you I love muffins?" "You're going to kill me!" Roseluck cried,
Banana
struggling
nut
violently.
muffins, though? Banana nut
said
muffins,
Derpy,
though?
and she swung the axe, chopping off her left arm. Roseluck screamed even more as Apple Bloom rushed forward
make
with a
a
bucket to
tasty-
catch the blood. "I'm not stupid!" Derpy swung again and chopped off her right ear. "I'm not a retard!"
Okay, the reason I laughed is because I was just looking straight ahead of me, and the ice cream wrapper falling down sideways just got me for some reason. I just see it fall down. Oh my god, I have a weird sense of humor. I have such a weird sense of humor.
She threw the axe to the floor, breathing hard and grabbing her scalpel again. She trotted over to Roseluck's other cutie mark and managed to carve a rather neat circle around the rose. Roseluck was breathing heavily, sobbing still,
Character
her voice
development?
hoarse from screaming. "All right, Derpy!" Pinkie Pie cheered. "That was a perfect cutie mark cutting!" Derpy smiled and nodded. "Thanks, Pinkie. I'm glad to do good. I'm not nervous anymore." She gave a small dance, her hooves clacking on the cement floor, and she suddenly slashed a deep cut in Roseluck's chest. It started to bleed freely. Derpy gasped and covered her mouth. "Oh, sorry. I'm so clumsy. Let me make you better." She took a needle and thread and started
Punches
sewing
her.
the wound shut very roughly. Roseluck winced, shaking her head back and forth desperately. "Oops, clumsy me. I messed up." Derpy cut the wound again, slicing the stitches, then started sewing it back up.
Son.
"Whoops!" She repeated this process a few times before just giving up and jabbing the needle right into the gash. "I just don't know what went wrong." "Hey, Derpy," said Apple Bloom, "I've got something special for you." She held up a large pair of pliers, and Derpy took them. "What should I do?" Derpy asked.
Poke 'em. Eat 'em.
"Whatever you want,"
Lick 'em.
said Pinkie Pie with a bounce.
Suck
Derpy's
'em,
evil grin returned,
put
and
it
she
in the
suddenly
trash
forced
can,
Roseluck's
bury it,
mouth open.
Call it a dog and
"I
take it
want
on
to
a
play
walk.
dentist." She
Dentist.
started ripping out Roseluck's teeth one by one with the pliers. The teeth landed
that
on the floor
sucks.
with a little tink sound. Once Derpy was satisfied, she dropped the pliers and started chucking the teeth at Roseluck as hard as she could. They left scrapes and welts on her body. "Derpy," said Roseluck weakly, "please." Derpy pulled a lever to rotate the chair to stand vertically. Then she turned away from
Vertically?
Roseluck and started kicking her repeatedly with her back hooves. There were
Damn.
cracks as ribs were broken
Derpy,
and large
chill.
bruises began to form. "Careful, Derpy," said Pinkie. "We don't want to damage her organs too much." "Okie dokie, Loki," said Derpy, and started kicking Roseluck's legs, breaking them in several different places.
We don't want to
Pinkie
break the
giggled and turned
organs.
to Apple Bloom.
Starts to
"I'm
kick
so
harder.
proud of her," she said excitedly. "It's like having a little sister." "You sure did teach her good, Pinkie Pie," said Apple Bloom with a smile. Finally, Derpy ceased her kicking, Roseluck's legs resembling a couple of strangely shaped sticks. Roseluck was still crying, but didn't
You
even
mean
bother to
twigs.
scream or plead. She was too weak. "Pinkie, should I finish up?" Derpy asked. "If you feel you've had your fun," Pinkie Pie replied. Derpy fluttered briefly with happiness and then took her scalpel again. She cut 2 horizontal lines,
actually
one
just
below
run
her
into
ribs
the
and one
door?
above her pelvis. Then she connected them with a
Are they actually using the pelvic thrust method? Are they actually doing the medieval log go bam into the wall or the door to open the door? Are they actually using cartoon methods to actually open the door? Those cats are out for blood.
vertical cut down the middle. "Don't you want to numb her first?" asked Apple Bloom. "No," said Derpy, opening up Roseluck's abdomen. "I want her to hurt lots. She called me stupid." "Revenge!" sang Pinkie. "It's best served in muffins!" Apple Bloom came forward with her bucket and held it up for Derpy,
I like
who
to
started pulling
eat
organs
my
out.
revenge with a
We
side of
return to the
bananas.
story of Lively Liver and his friends, said Derpy,
Actually, I
pulling out
don't
the
eat
liver.
bananas.
Bad bladder and sad stomach form a new plan to make Lively Liver very sad. She pulled out the bladder and stomach. They want to make Laughing Lungs think that Lively Liver stole her favorite dress. This makes Laughing Lungs not laugh so good, and Lively Liver keeps telling her that he didn't do it. Faithful Pancreas knows Lively Liver would never do such a bad thing and tries to prove that he is good. And down comes Kind Kidney to tell that bad bladder and sad stomach do bad, and all the other organs know the truth. Helpful Heart comes over to make happy again, teaching them all about friendship and honesty. Derpy dug out the remaining organs, including the heart, and dropped them into the bucket. As Roseluck's head lopped forward, Derpy said, "The end." "I think we've got everything we need," said Apple Bloom, holding up the bucket. "No, we still need to skin and debone Roseluck and collect the rest of the meat," chirped up Pinkie Pie.
Debone.
"Oh yeah," said Apple Bloom.
What are you
"Did
doing
I do
with the
good,
bones?
Pinkie Pie?" asked Derpy nervously, bowing her head and putting her ears back.
What are you doing
Pinkie
with the
gave her a
bones?
huge hug, nuzzling her. "You did fantastic-rific," she giggled. "I'm making you my new little sister. I love you, Derpy." "Yay, I have a
Fantastic-rific. Fantastic-rific. I typed in fasterific into Google and I got pot smoking. Why did I get smoking? What do you mean? Marijuana? Why am I getting Spanish? Excuse me? Okay, alright.
"I have a sister," said Derpy, overcome with giddiness. "Now let's get to work," said Pinkie, holding up a knife. "We gotta make those muffins!"
Versus the big blahrific birthday, the Elgreen fantastic fit. Well, I've learned two things from this. I've learned one thing from this, and that fantastic-rific is a word used to describe pot smoking. This has been your daily dose of knowledge giving from Mr. MLP. Hope you all. Yo. My brain is it went full My brain's gone. It's gone. It's dead. It's not existent anymore.